Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Rossi. Today we are going to be drawing superheroes. Let's get started. All you will be needing today is a piece of paper, a pencil, an eraser, something to trace with, whether that is a Sharpie or another kind of marker. You can even use a dark crayon or colored pencil to trace, and we'll also need something to color in with. I'm going to use crayons today. You can use crayons, watercolors, markers, colored pencils, whatever kind of material you have at home that you would like to use. What we will be drawing today are superheroes. You can draw yourself as your favorite superhero. Maybe your favorite superhero is from a movie or a book. Maybe they have a superpower like flying, being invisible, or time traveling. We're going to draw a picture that shows off our costume, so I want you to think about, what do superheroes wear? Maybe your superhero wears a cape, maybe they have a special logo on their costume, maybe they wear a mask. It is up to you. Now, the superhero you're drawing doesn't have to be from a movie or a book. It doesn't have to be someone with special powers. Right now, there are a lot of people in our community that are superheroes too. People like doctors and nurses and grocery store employees and delivery drivers and farmers and so many other workers in our community that are doing all they can to help people stay safe and healthy are real superheroes that we can see in our everyday lives. So if you want to draw yourself as one of these kinds of superheroes, or if you want to draw a family member or friend who is an everyday hero, you can do that also. I'm going to start by drawing a superhero with special powers, and then I'm going to draw another superhero from my everyday life. Alright, I'm going to start drawing myself as a superhero using my pencil. At the top of my page, I'm going to draw an oval. We're going to make our superheroes by using simple shapes and adding them together to make more of a complex or more detailed overall picture. So I started with an oval for my head. I left some space above my head so I can add things in the background. Off of my oval, I'm going to do two small straight lines as the neck, and then I'm going to bring those straight lines out to make my shoulders. I'm going to start by drawing these straight lines down to create my body or my torso to start, instead of going straight into my arms. It's easier sometimes to lay out where your body is going to be and then go back and add your arms once you've figured it out. So I just did two straight lines, making almost like a rectangle-ish shape here to make my torso. I am going to draw another straight line to connect those, and then I will bring two more straight lines down to make my legs. I'm going to do two small lines going towards the center, and I'm going to connect those lines by making a big V to separate my legs. Now I can go up and add my arms. I want one arm to be bent like it's resting on my hip, and I think I want one arm up in the sky. So I'm first going to make almost like an L shape where I'm making a diagonal line that goes about halfway down, and then another diagonal line that's going to go towards my body. I don't want this line to touch my body because I want to leave some space for my hand. So I'm going to go back up, make the other half of my arm by doing those same shapes there, and then I can draw a straight line to connect them to make my sleeve. And right here I'm just going to do a little round, ovally shaped hand, and I could put little lines in there as if I'm making a fist. And I'm going to erase where my arm is connected to my body. I want one arm that is going up in the sky, so from here I am going to draw a diagonal line going up, then do that same shaped line coming back down to my body. I'm going to draw my straight line to connect those at the end, and I'm going to do another little oval shape as like a fist going up in the sky. I'm going to erase the line where it connects to my body. I'm going to add some shoes. You can decide what kind of shoes you want your superhero to be wearing. I think mine's just going to be in some sneakers, so I'm going to add some little decorations on here. If you want your superhero to be wearing boots or to be wearing fancier shoes like high heels, that is up to you. You can draw those in yourself. Yours does not have to look like mine. I'm going to go back up to the top of my head and start to draw in my face. I'm going to start drawing my face by adding my hair. I have bangs, so I'm going to draw those first. They're going to come down on my forehead. I'm going to do a little zigzag line. And then I have long wavy hair, so I'm going to draw that coming out from the top. Now you can draw your hair to look however you want. If you want pigtails, if you want to be wearing a hat, or if you want short hair, it's totally up to you. Maybe whatever kind of mask you're wearing blocks your hair, so you don't want to draw hair, that's fine also. Now I'm going to draw my face, so I'm going to add my eyes using two oval shapes. So I did a frown line and then a smile line. Going to add some eyelashes, add an eyeball in there. I'm going to add a nose by just doing a line that curves down almost in like an L shape. And I'm going to have my superhero smiling, so I'm going to do a nice big smile. I can do a straight line across my smile for teeth, and I'm going to add a tongue in there. Now I can start to design my shirt. For my costume, I'm going to do a round neck. So I just did a smile line around my neck. You can do a V shape, you can do a turtleneck, however you want your costume to look. And then I'm going to decide what kind of logo I want on my costume. A lot of famous superheroes start with a shape and then they add a letter in there for their name. My superhero is going to be an art teacher superhero, so I'm going to do a big triangle as my shape. And I'm going to put a big A right in the middle. You can do a cursive letter, you can do a bubble letter, however you want to decorate your design is good. I'm going to add some lines around my triangle and maybe some polka dots in there too. I'm going to add a belt by doing two horizontal straight lines where my shirt is meeting my pants, and add some lines and a rectangle in there. And I'm going to add a cape. So my cape is going to come out from my shoulder in a big wiggly line towards the side, and I'm going to come out from the bottom of my arm here, since I can't go out from the top of my shoulder. I want it to look like it's behind me. And then I'm going to do a wiggly line jumping over my legs because it is behind me and connecting to the other side, and that's going to be my cape. If you want to add a mask or any decorations on the top of your head, you can do that by just drawing those around your face that you already drew. So I'm going to add a mask around my eyes. It's going to go over my nose and connect like that. If you want to add any type of details to your superhero, like things that they are holding, I'm going to have my superhero holding a paintbrush, since I am an art teacher superhero. When you're adding decorations and things to your superhero picture, let's not add anything like weapons or anything violent, because we don't want to draw those things while we're at school, and even though we are at home right now, we still want to follow our school rules. Now that my superhero is all finished, I'm going to add a background to show where my superhero is. My superhero is going to be in front of our school, so I'm going to draw the ground going around my feet to show I'm standing on the sidewalk in front of our school. I think I'll add the road right there. I'm going to add our school building in the background, so I'm going to draw a big rectangle back here, making sure I'm not drawing over my superhero that I just spent a lot of time on. Anything in the background is going to stop once it hits the edge of your superhero. I'm going to add a sun and some clouds, and I'm going to put a big sign on our school building that says Woodside. I'm going to add some windows, and I'll put a big door at the front of the school. With another little window there, I can add some bushes or some trees. I'm going to carry this line out to show where the bottom of my building is going on this side of my paper, so I can add things like grass on that side. And I think that's going to do it to finish my superhero picture. The next thing I'm going to do is trace my picture with Sharpie before I start to color it in. When thinking of what colors to use for your costume, you can think about superheroes that already exist, or what colors you think would go best with who your superhero is or their superpowers. So for my costume, since I'm the art teacher superhero, I think I'm going to make my costume made up of all the different colors of the rainbow. But like I said, yours can be whatever colors you think is going to work best for your superhero. And that is my superhero self-portrait all finished. I made sure to color in all of my little details the best that I could. I didn't leave any white space. And now that I finished drawing myself as a superhero, I'm going to draw our other option, a superhero from my community. I'm going to need the same supplies for this, my crayons, my paper, my pencil, my Sharpie, and my eraser. And I'm going to do the exact same steps that I did to draw my person for my superhero to draw my community hero. So the person I'm going to draw that is a superhero in my life right now is my dad. He is still working driving a truck for UPS. So I'm going to draw a picture of him in his UPS uniform. So I'm starting with my oval shape head. Then I did my 2 lines for my neck. I'm going to come down to draw the shoulders and then bring 2 straight lines down for the body. I'm going to do a horizontal line to connect those, and then I'm going to do 2 more straight lines down towards the bottom of my paper. To add legs, I will do 2 small horizontal lines and then connect those with the big V shape. And for this one, I'm going to put another arm on the hip like I did with my superhero drawing. So I did 2 diagonal lines here. And just like last time, I don't want them to touch the body. I'm going to draw my sleeve line and then do a little oval as my fist resting on the hip there. I'm going to erase where my arm connects to my body. And in this arm, I think I'm going to have him hold a package. So I'm going to do 2 diagonal lines and then have the arm come out and up like this. I'm going to draw my sleeve, and then this time I'm going to draw my hand long and flat as an oval that way so that I can draw something resting on top. I'm going to come back down and add some shoes. And now you can turn this person into any kind of person in your community, whether you want to draw mom or dad or a family member or a friend who is working. You can draw their outfit, so maybe they are a doctor or a nurse or farmer or some other kind of worker that you think is a superhero in our community. Once you're able to draw a head, a body, some arms and legs, you can turn that into any person wearing anything. And I'm going to add a V as my collar, and I'm going to draw 2 little rectangles coming off that V so it is a collared shirt. I'm going to add some little buttons going all the way down, and I am going to add a belt. So where my shirt connects to my pants, I'm drawing 2 rectangles to make a belt there. And I'm going to put a pocket on this side, and I'm going to put some pens in there, and I'm going to put the UPS logo on this side. So I'm just going to write UPS there to make that easy. In his hand, I'm going to draw a box. And I want my box to look 3D, so I started with a regular rectangle. I'm going to draw some diagonal lines that are short going back towards the back of my page, and then I'm going to connect those with some more straight lines. I can draw a line down the middle And I could put a little label on this box too. And I think for my dad's head, I'm going to put him in a hat. So I'm going to keep the round shape that I have on the top, and I'm going to do a second round line right there and bring that round line out so it goes a little farther than the head. And I'm going to write UPS up here. I'm going to add some ears on the sides by just doing little C shapes around the sides of the head. And I'm going to add 2 eyes, doing the same eye shape that I did on my last drawing where I did a frown line and then a smile line. To make an oval shaped eye, I'm going to do a straight line down and a little C shape. For my nose, I add an eyeball in there and some eyebrows. You can kind of see those under the hat. And I'm going to do a big smile. Straight line across my smile for some teeth, and I can add a tongue in there too. I'm going to do some lines on the side by my ears for some hair. Now that I finished drawing my dad, I can draw the background. So I'm going to draw, so I'll have a line for the ground where he's standing. I'm going to draw a nice big truck since he drives the big trucks. So you can put your everyday hero wherever you would like. You can draw them in whatever setting you think would look best for who they are and what they do. I'm going to make my street a little bigger. I'll add some lines in my street here. And that is going to do it. I'm going to trace this in Sharpie, erase all my pencil lines, and then color it in. And that is my second superhero drawing all complete. So you can decide if you want to do a picture of yourself as a superhero with superpowers, or if you would like to draw an everyday superhero from our community, whether it is somebody you know, from your family or your friends, or just somebody else that you see in your community that you want to thank. Once you're finished, be sure to take a picture of your project and share it with me on your Google Doc. I can't wait to see the awesome pictures you guys make. Try your best, have fun, and get creative. Bye!